welcome to the new year. It's a happy start for me. My firstborn just made it to grade 10. I wish you could see my heart is dancing. So it's a very good start, happy start for me, and I hope for the very best this year. I wish you the same, eh? Whatever good thing this year has to offer, may it be your portion. Welcome to my channel. I'm Black, I'm Bemba, and I'm proud. Today, I want to begin by saying I'll take longer than I usually do because I'm starting with a public thank you I want to say to someone, and then I'll get into the proverbs as usual. Like, share, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Call your friends, tell them about this channel, and I hope this year the numbers will grow bigger because the more the merrier in our case. The more numbers, the better the learning experience will be for every one of us, because I want to learn as I share. You are always free to write the interpretation, your understanding of the proverbs that I share here. Penjani and your sister, please stop. Bear with me. It's not always easy for me to make a video from home without interruptions. Mommy and the YouTube teacher of proverbs is not an easy thing to juggle, especially when I'm doing it from home. So, I hope you had a safe crossover. I hope you had a safe crossover. And for this reason, because we are just beginning the year, I thought I should share my four proverbs. These are proverbs that are going to help us by reminding us when we forget, and encouraging us, as well as propelling us, pushing us to achieve whatever we want to achieve this year. I want to believe a lot of people at the beginning of the year or at the end of the year sit down to write what they wish to do and achieve in that new year. You call them resolutions. So today I'm going to share four proverbs that you are going to have side by side with your resolutions, so that at the point where you feel discouraged, maybe my face will pop up in your mind and you remember the proverb that I shared, and it will keep you going. I hope we can apply these proverbs and they can bring forward positive change in our lives. Here is my public thank you. A grateful heart is a happy heart, eh? So I want to say publicly thank you to my husband, because in the previous videos, the early videos, I used to cry about the quality of my videos. Someone should do something about my phone situation. He did something about it. He gave me a phone, gave me a laptop, and gave me lighting. He bought me all these things to support me. I feel supported. He's one guy who would never support you if he doesn't see sense in what you're doing. So this gesture tells me I'm doing something right. I hope another person out there can see the sense. I'm not asking you to buy me lighting and whatever, but all I'm asking is, if you see sense in what I'm doing, share my channel with others so that the numbers can go bigger. Because at the end of the day, we want to preserve Gambian culture together. So I came here publicly and said and cried about my videos, and someone should come to my rescue. That's why I'm back to say thank you publicly, the same way I cried about it. Thank you so much. I feel supported. We get into the proverbs. The first one is nkaya nkaya apwile obunga mukatondo. Nkaya nkaya apwisishe obunga mukatondo. Translation is not always easy, mwebantu, but if I try to make a direct one, I'll go, ended up finishing midi meal in their meal bin. I'll go, ended up finishing their midi meal in their bin. That's the direct translation. The interpretation or teaching of this proverb is procrastination is a bad thing. Procrastination will leave you in maybe a bad place, in a worse place than you were. If you keep postponing something, it may have a toll on your resources and the time. So we are beginning the year. Today is just 4th January, and you have things maybe you wanted to do from last year, but you kept saying, I'll do next week, I'll do next month, I'll do the other year, and here we are in the new year. So postponing things will be costly. For instance, if you had money that you kept aside for a business project or to start school, but because you kept postponing, something popped up that made you use that money that you were supposed to use for that project. What it has done now, it has taken you a lot of steps back. You have to start by looking for money when you could have just started school when you already had money. So this year, whatever you hoped to achieve last year, whatever you have decided you want to achieve this year, don't postpone. Even with the little resources that you may have, start. Every journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. So start and don't wait for later, because time doesn't stand still. You look back next year and realize you're still at the same pace, or you are in a worse place, because if it's school, the fees they are paying this year may not be the same. Next year they may go higher. Wonderful. So that's wonderful. Okay, so let's not procrastinate. Nkaya apwire obunga mukatondo mwala apwisha obunga mukatondo. If you keep postponing your programs this year, write something down, embark on a journey and start. Don't start mutima, meanwhile you are still at the same pace. Number 2, olubiro lwa mwipi obangira. Olubiro lwa mwipi obangira. I've said all the proverbs I'm sharing today are meant to give us a jump start and a reminder as we go through this year. So equally, olubiro lwa mwipi obangira. Translation is the rest of a short person is starting early. The rest of a short person is starting early. For a short person to win a race or to finish their race in good time, they should start early. This is because height is direct proportionate to the strides you make. Me as a short person, the strides I'll make are not the same with someone who's taller than me. This is because their limbs are longer and their strides are definitely longer. Olutampulo lwala tampulo omutali ine limu shirimo shibiri olushitatu. So if I want to finish my race in good time, I should start early. I should start so that I don't panic. I move at my own pace. Then I'll finish my race. The teaching of this proverb is that we are supposed to assess ourselves and understand our strengths and our weaknesses, so that when we start something, we know we are working within our means. If I'm a slow learner and I'm in school, I should not wait until the last minute to study and prepare for an exam. Right now, even with postponed reopening of schools, you should start studying, knowing at the end of this year, you have an exam to sit for. If you're going to wait until you are in class, until the exam is nearer, you are going to disadvantage yourself. You will not study and understand. And for some, it's harder to understand when you are panicking. Okay? So the next person may be a sharp and quick learner. It only takes them maybe 2 hours or a week to understand everything. They'll be good to go in that exam. For you who is slow, you need months to prepare for the exam. So you need to start in good time so that you finish your rest well and finish strong. You want to pass your exam, so prepare adequately. This one is not just appealing to um, school going children, students and all. It also applies naturally for people who are working. You need to know your strengths, you need to know your capabilities, so that when you have targets at work, you have deadlines, you start in good time. That way you avoid conflicts with your colleagues, with your supervisors, because they are always ahead of time. Work, strive to avoid conflicts. Conflicts are inevitable, but where you can avoid them by doing your part, just go on and do that, so that you avoid unnecessary conflicts where you're working, and it will be better that way. The third one, third one is umwana bamufunda pakuya. Umwana bamufunda pakuya. This one is also applicable, not just the way I'm going to apply it as I explained, but even to people at other stages of life. In this one, in this situation, I want to use it to teach our children, because I'm under the assumption that since the results are out, we have grade 8s and we have grade 10s, and very soon we'll have school leavers who are now going into universities and colleges. So we are sending off these children to different places. Others are going away to boarding schools, and others are going to colleges and universities. So umwana bamufunda pakuya. As we are sending off these children, we need to find time to teach them. Okay? Now where you're going, there will be no mommy and daddy and auntie and whoever to supervise and watch what you're doing. Don't abuse your freedom. Learn to live in peace. Learn best channels of expressing your grievance when you're offended. Stay out of trouble and the like. If you don't do that and just send them off, some children will find it hard to settle. Even when they are intelligent, they will fail, because you did not prepare them. You can never fully prepare someone as they leave home, because there's always unexpected things that pop up. But do the basic that you need to do from home. I want to add to say, umwana bamufunda pakuya is very good, but it works well with akafumbe okunona akatula kuwaiki. When you start from a tender age, grooming a child, teaching them how to live with people, how to conduct themselves, how to get along with people and deal with issues even in your absence. It will be in them already, even as you send them. If you've laid the foundation, when you are doing the ukufunda as they leave home, you will just be adding to what is already inculcated in them. So let's not wait for the last minute to say nkamufunda pakuya. Let's start from an early age, but as they go, don't send them off to say I already did my work. They still need that last word. The last one is ubunga bapima namenshi. Ubunga bapima namenshi. I'm not going to try to translate this one because my English will not even manage at all. But I'll paint a picture for people who may not know what process we are getting to when we use this proverb. So, ubunga is medium. Kupima namenshi, water is water definitely. But we are talking about when you want to cook unshima pap. So you're supposed to measure your water and the medium. If you get a lot of water while you have little medium, you won't get a well-cooked nshima, because a thin paste may be harder to cook when it's ready. It will have balls in the shima, and it will not be nice. Or it will be a thick porridge instead of a shima. If you get too little water and the kneading meal is a lot, you will still get badly cooked in shima. It will be too thick, it will take longer to cook, and it may end up being half cooked, half raw. So you need to get equal portions. The water must be equal to the kneading meal. The interpretation of this proverb equally is saying, get yourself. And this one is not just capacity, capability, it's talking about living within your means. We are now going to send children to schools. Let us not send children to schools that we cannot afford. Let's not overstretch ourselves. Maybe because our neighbors are sending their children to expensive schools, we also want to belong to that class. You are going to stress yourself, you are going to disturb those children, because you send them to this school. Maybe for a term you will afford, but the next term and the next year, you have so many bills, and you bring that child back from that expensive school. Government thankfully has said it is going to offer free education. There's nothing wrong, my fellow Zambians, with sending a child to a government school. If a child is bright, it doesn't matter if they are in a private school or in a government school. What matters is they are going to get good education. Okay? So let's not overstretch ourselves. Tuipime, uhunga, the resources that we have and the lifestyle that we want to have. Can we afford it? Can we sustain it? Those are things that we should look at. Away from school-going children, even us as adults. Let's not want a lifestyle that we cannot afford. We are going to get loans, to get vehicles, to live in posh houses simply because we want to show off. But in the end, it will just leave us in bigger problems, because the loans will keep on deducting that loan, and the bills will still be piling. So today, keep in mind, this one is applicable even in love relationships. Hey, but remember, don't go and choose a girl that you cannot maintain. Love knows no boundaries. Thank you, we know that. But don't bring someone's child, especially under false pretenses. Don't go and get a loan because you want to impress a girl, and then she comes, and the reality is you don't have money, you cannot maintain that person. We all want good things. So yes, it's normal you want a girl that when you pass everyone is looking, because she dresses well, she's beautiful, she looks all that. But are you able to sustain that? So kuipima. It's different if this girl comes from a high class and she loves you the way you are, you're not faking anything, that's fine. It's different. And yes, if you're truthful, if you're sincere, and your thoughts are pure, God is a miracle working God. He's going to make your life beautiful. I'm not saying people who don't have money should not pursue nice things. I'm just saying, let's not put our friends and ourselves in unnecessary problems. Can I sustain this? Can I manage this? Even you ladies, don't go and don't set standards that you cannot maintain. Don't set standards that you hope some man is going to sustain for you. Right? Set standards that you can afford yourself, so that if some man decides to come in your life, they are just going to add. There's no guarantee that when you deceive this man and he gets you, because of what the picture you painted. They'll think you are able to. And when you go in there, Mahambama problems, because you did not want to accept the situation, you did not want to just live within your means and be content. Little is much when God is involved. There's nothing wrong with having a modest life. Okay? If it is your destiny that you're going to have someone who has money, even when you come from a humble background, it will find you. You don't have to go out of your way to get that. Just work hard, a decent business, school, do your thing nicely without having to do anything that even takes from you as a person, especially your morals. Tulaipima mwamfa kubunga bapima nami. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for the patience. Today this video is the longest I've ever made. It's over 20 minutes, but it had to be so. Please give me feedback. Write something. I want to hear your views. It's like I'm a teacher and your pupils namukaro going in the board. It's not supposed to be like that. It's meant to be interactive, so let's make it interactive. I'll see you in my next video. Happy 2022.